Chapter 21. Now as he looked up, he saw the rich dropping their gifts into the treasury chests. Then he saw a certain needy widow drop 2 small coins of very little value there. And he said, I tell you truthfully, this widow, although poor, dropped in more than they all did. For all these dropped in gifts out of their surplus, but this woman out of her want dropped in all the means of living she had. Later, as certain ones were speaking concerning the temple, how it was adorned with fine stones and dedicated things, he said, As for these things that you are beholding, the days will come in which not a stone upon a stone will be left here, and not be thrown down. Then they questioned him, saying, Teacher, when will these things actually be? And what will be the sign when these things are destined to occur? He said, Look out that you are not misled, for many will come on the basis of my name, saying, I am he, and the due time has approached. Do not go after them. Furthermore, when you hear of wars and disorders, do not be terrified, for these things must occur first, but the end does not occur immediately. Then he went on to say to them, Nation will rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. And there will be great earthquakes, and in one place after another pestilences and food shortages. And there will be fearful sights, and from heaven great signs. But before all these things, people will lay their hands upon you and persecute you, delivering you up to the synagogues and prisons, you being haled before kings and governors for the sake of my name. It will turn out to you for a witness. Therefore, settle it in your hearts not to rehearse beforehand how to make your defense. For I will give you a mouth and wisdom, which all your opposers together will not be able to resist or dispute. Moreover, you will be delivered up even by parents and brothers and relatives and friends, and they will put some of you to death, and you will be objects of hatred by all people because of my name. And yet, not a hair of your heads will by any means perish. By endurance on your part, you will acquire your souls. Furthermore, when you see Jerusalem surrounded by encamped armies, then know that the desolating of her has drawn near. Then let those in Judea begin fleeing to the mountains, and let those in the midst of her withdraw, and let those in the country places not enter into her. Because these are days for meting out justice, that all the things written may be fulfilled. Woe to the pregnant women, and the one suckling a baby in those days! For there will be great necessity upon the land, and wrath on this people, and they will fall by the edge of the sword, and be led captive into all the nations. And Jerusalem will be trampled on by the nations, until the appointed times of the nations are fulfilled. Also, there will be signs in sun and moon and stars, and on the earth anguish of nations, not knowing the way out because of the roaring of the sea and its agitation, while men become faint out of fear and expectation of the things coming upon the inhabited earth, for the powers of the heavens will be shaken. And then they will see the Son of Man coming in a cloud with power and great glory. But as these things start to occur, raise yourselves erect and lift your heads up, because your deliverance is getting near. With that he spoke an illustration to them. Note the fig tree and all the other trees. When they are already in the bud, by observing it, you know for yourselves that now the summer is near. In this way you also, when you see these things occurring, know that the kingdom of God is near. Truly I say to you, this generation will by no means pass away until all things occur. Heaven and earth will pass away, but my words will by no means pass away. But pay attention to yourselves, that your hearts never become weighed down with overeating and heavy drinking and anxieties of life, and suddenly that day be instantly upon you as a snare. For it will come in upon all those dwelling upon the face of all the earth. Keep awake then, all the time making supplication, that you may succeed in escaping all these things that are destined to occur, and in standing before the Son of Man." So by day he would be teaching in the temple, but by night he would go out and lodge on the mountain called the Mount of Olives. And all the people would come early in the day to him in the temple to hear him.